Hello and welcome to The Point, my new weekly show where I talk about video games and stuff. This week, Dota 2 scares the crap out of me and why we should all stop playing games we don't really like. Summertime, the sun is out, children are laughing, sexy people are wearing slightly less clothes. If you ever needed an excuse to step out of your lonely gamer hole, it's now. And let's be honest, the industry gives you plenty of excuses. Practically no games come out in the summertime, unless of course you own a Wii U, which you don't. For me, summer is a period of experimentation, playing all those recommendations from earlier in the year that I initially passed up. That and spending extended periods of time outdoors and working on my sweet tan. But I'm a sucker for those big event games, and one of those did officially come out recently. Dota 2 passed beta last week, and this week the massive Dota tournament, the International, kicks off. And herein lies the problem. Whenever a massive game like Call of Duty or Gears or GTA comes out, like a lot of people, I like to play the first week it comes out. Whenever everyone else is talking about it and playing it, I find it really hard not to get involved, and being part of these big event games is one of the most interesting times to be a gamer. Dota 2 is one of these games, but I'm not going near it. And here's why. I recently became single, and for the first time in a long while, I've got buttloads of extra time. I'm looking for something to fill it in with. Dota 2 has all the elements of a game I'd really like to play. It's tough, it's competitive, it's social, it's got dudes killing each other, and all my friends play it. But it's also the type of game you have to dedicate time to. And like any good drug habit, it's searching for the highs that make you accept the crushing lows. Look, nobody's ever recommended Dota to me without also mentioning its life-destroying capabilities. Hell, Martin even put it in his review. We used to live together, and his evening mood was almost entirely dictated by how well his team played. And listening to Brad talk about it on the Bombcast is like tuning into a bloody self-help station. And all of this, I have to admit, is touching an old nerve. Back in university, despite having no prior love of the MMO genre, I got really into World of Warcraft in a big way. And I mean big. It's not that I was addicted to the game itself, but my friends were all playing it, and after a few months I found that Azeroth was basically the pillar of my social life. Well, social life is a bit of a stretch. I just sat on my arse in my mate's house eating deli sandwiches and drinking Pepsi Max all day. In the end, I just had to give it up cold turkey, which is ironic actually, because that was my deli sandwich of choice. I quit a game I loved because I felt it was negatively impacting my personal well-being, and that's kind of a big deal. After 10 years of playing games, I've finally reached my personal limit, the point at which I felt that my favorite pastime was actually making my life worse. And it made me think, where does everyone else draw the line? You probably have a friend who plays a handful of games, like Madden or FIFA, every other Call of Duty, maybe some mobile stuff. Does he or she play less games because they love games any less than the rest of us? Or are they just unwilling to let games infringe on their lives as much? Is their personal gaming limit easier to reach? I guess I've never really put too much thought into why I play games so much. You know, as a hardcore gamer, I guess games are like the polyfill of my life. Whenever I've got nothing better to do, and oftentimes when I probably do, I sit down and I play a game. But why do we all do this? I suppose if you're going to have a hobby, you might as well be really good at it, right? Having skill or beating other players is a good way of making you feel like you've achieved something. It's not like we play games we don't actually like that much just because we enjoy being able to say we completed them. It's not like we spend 100 hours at a game just because everyone else is playing it, even if it means we're not really enjoying ourselves most of the time, right? Right? There's no shortage of games to play, and sometimes the reason we play them are a bit odd. For social reasons, to escape after a hard day's work, maybe just to fill in the free time before a game you legitimately anticipate. I guess what I'm wondering is, how often do we play games we don't really enjoy, and why do we do it? I'm sure a quick look at your game library would give you the answer, but I'm not sure if I want to look. If it's taken me 6 years to reach my personal limit again, I imagine probably quite a few. Dota 2 is either the best game I'll never play or a mental asylum full of hardcore gamers all trying to clamber on top of the self-worth pile. And I guess I'll never find out. Besides, hard liquor and turkey sandwiches take up too much of my time anyway.